what the factors were that contributed that. Then the artisan bread movement came along and totally changed the landscape and brought the educational side into the picture and taught bread makers about the science of bread making to where they could raise the bread game. And of course, the pizza side, which already had good product, was seeing what was going on the bread side, and we had some crossover. And a lot of bread makers got into pizza. Here's one of them right here. We've had pizza makers who are getting into bread, and those two communities now, and we've even had Pizza Expos here in the past where we had a whole component of the artisan bread movement. All of that sharing of knowledge has taken place. So now both sides of the operations understand the science, and more people want to know what that is, because the more knowledge you have about that, the more control you have, the more empowered you are to affect the outcome of your product. So how many of you are doing like long fermentation doughs? Like more than 24 hours, let's say. That's a good number. And a few years ago, most people were here, if they did it overnight, that was about to solve the question. When you're reacting, the question was, is 24 hours long enough, or is 36 hours too long? That's sort of how we framed it. And now we're seeing people doing 5-day fermentations and super high hydration doughs and different kinds of flours.
How long? Let's get a gauge. How long are we seeing maturation? Like, what's the average for you guys?
3 days.
3 days?
Wow. 72 hours. Nice.
Raise your hands if you're 3 days or longer.
That's
That's a pretty high percentage of the room. And how many are doing like overnight? And just 24 to 36 hours, we'll say. Yeah, and that's pretty now standard, I'd say, in the industry, right? And how many of you are trying to make your dough on the same day and use it that day? So this and you know what? That's what Chris Bianco does. He was the keynote a couple years ago, and he pulled it off. And his doughs, no one's complaining about his doughs, so it can be done. It's just if you know what you're doing, and so that's what we're here to kind of answer. So I'm going to throw the floor open. Any of you guys want to have any opening comments before we get going?
Yeah, I think the main thing that we're talking about always is manipulation of time. So some of you that are doing 1-day dough, is it really 1-day dough if you're doing a pre-ferment, if you're doing a sourdough starter? It's really 1 day with an asterisk. So the basically comes down to time and